Clara sat silently on the park bench, watching the world around her with a mixture of longing and despair. The vibrant laughter of children playing nearby filled the air, but it felt like a distant echo, disconnected from her reality. 28. She appeared successful on the surface, a steady job, an apartment in the city, but beneath that facade lay a tangled web of unresolved emotions and haunting memories. Beneath her carefully curated exterior was a raw ache, reminders of childhood. Traumas and lost friendships that clung to her like shadows. Each day felt like an uphill battle as Clara grappled with the weight of regret for choices made long ago. She often found herself replaying moments in her mind: the betrayal of a close friend, the abrupt changes in her family dynamics, and the countless times she had turned inward rather than reaching out for help. She observed couples and families sharing joyful moments all around her. An overwhelming sense of isolation enveloped Clara. How is it that others seemed to effortlessly navigate life while she remained trapped by her painful past? Clara's mornings began with the sound of her alarm cutting through the stillness of her apartment. She would rise, go through the motions of her routine. Coffee brewing, a quick shower, and the familiar task of choosing the right outfit for the day. Each morning felt like a performance, meticulously crafted to project an image of confidence and control. Yet, as she navigated the crowded subway to work, a persistent sense of disconnection clung to her. The office, Clara engaged in small talk with her colleagues, their laughter echoing like a distant chorus. She smiled and nodded, contributing to conversations about weekend plans and personal milestones, but inside, a sense of emptiness gnawed at her. She often found herself retreating to her desk during lunch, scrolling through social media feeds that showcased others' happiness, intensifying her feelings of inadequacy. Evenings were spent in solitude, filled with the soft glow of the television and the repetitive sound of her own thoughts. Clara longed for genuine connection, but felt trapped in a cycle of loneliness, as if she were an observer in a world where everyone else belonged. One unassuming afternoon, as Clara sifted through her mail, an envelope caught her eye. Its familiar handwriting sent a jolt of nostalgia through her. It was from Lily, her childhood best friend, someone she hadn't spoken to in years. With trembling hands, Clara opened the letter, her heart racing as memories flooded back. Shared secrets beneath starlit skies, laughter during endless summer days, and the bond that had once seemed unbreakable. She read. Lily recounted fond moments from their youth, reminding Clara of the carefree days when their friendship had been a sanctuary from life's turbulence. But amidst the joy lingered an apology for lost time and an invitation to reconnect. The words stirred something deep within Clara, a mix of hope and trepidation. Could she truly bridge the gap that time had created? For the first time in a long while, Clara felt a flicker of possibility ignite within her. She sat on the edge of her bed, the letter crumpled in her hands. She realized this could be the chance to confront her past and perhaps find a way to heal. Clara reread Lily's letter. Vivid flashbacks began to unfurl in her mind, transporting her back to their shared childhood. She could see them in the dim light of a backyard tent, giggling late into the night as they whispered secrets about their dreams and fears. They had created a world of their own, where they felt invincible, free from the troubles that loomed in their lives. Yet, beneath those joyful memories lay the scars of trauma. Clara remembered the day Lily's family had to move away abruptly, leaving her feeling abandoned and lost. It was a moment that shattered their carefree existence, ushering in a painful separation neither girl had anticipated. The echoes of that loss resonated deeply within Clara, intertwining with her own family struggles, her parents' arguments, and the tension that filled their home. In those formative years, they had leaned on each other for support, navigating the complexities of adolescence together. Their bond had been a lifeline, but time and distance had dulled its brilliance. Clara contemplated the past. She understood how much those moments had shaped both of their lives, and how reconnecting with Lily might be the key to healing the wounds they carried. In the quiet moments that followed her memories, Clara found herself ensnared in a web of introspection. She sat cross-legged on her bed, the letter from Lily still clutched tightly in her hands, and began to sift through the choices that had brought her to this point. Each decision felt like a thread woven into the fabric of her life, linking her past to her present. Clara thought back to times when she had chosen isolation over connection, how fear of vulnerability had led her to withdraw from friends and family alike. The echoes of those choices resounded within her, amplifying feelings of regret and self-doubt. Had she been too stubborn, too afraid to reach out for help when it was offered? Her mind wandered to pivotal moments, the arguments at home that pushed her inward, the day Lily left without warning, and how she had buried her pain beneath a veneer of success. She grappled with the impact of these experiences, recognizing how they had distorted her relationships and shaped her worldview. A steady realization began to form. Healing required facing these uncomfortable truths and allowing herself to embrace the possibility of reconnection with Lily. As Clara sat on her bed, the letter from Lily now resting beside her, a tumult of emotions surged within her. The prospect of reconnecting filled her with both excitement and dread. Memories of their childhood bond tugged at her heart, but the weight of vulnerability loomed larger. She had spent years building walls around herself, shielding her emotions from the world, and the thought of tearing them down was terrifying. Clara envisioned the reunion, the laughter they once shared, and the comfort of familiarity. Yet, a shadow of doubt crept in as she imagined the possibility of disappointment or rejection. What if she opened up and found that time had changed Lily beyond recognition? Would the connection they had be lost forever in the wake of past pain? With each passing moment, Clara felt torn between longing for connection and the fear of being hurt again. She wrestled with the idea that reaching out could either lead to healing or open old wounds. As she weighed her options, Clara recognized that this decision could define not only her relationship with Lily, but also her journey toward embracing vulnerability and allowing herself to be truly seen. One rainy afternoon, seeking refuge from her spiraling thoughts, Clara ducked into a cozy coffee shop. The rich aroma of brewing coffee mingled with the sound of soft jazz, creating an inviting atmosphere that momentarily eased her anxiety. As she settled into a corner seat, her mind wandered back to Lily's letter. But it was soon interrupted by the cheerful banter of the barista and a customer seated nearby. To Clara's surprise, the stranger, a middle-aged man with kind eyes, struck up a conversation after noticing her pensive expression. They exchanged pleasantries, and then he shared his own story of loss, how he had lost his wife to illness and the profound sense of emptiness it left behind. As he spoke, Clara felt an inexplicable connection form. His honesty resonated with her own struggles. The man emphasized the importance of embracing vulnerability as a means to heal. His words lingered in Clara's mind long after their conversation ended. This unexpected encounter illuminated her internal conflict and reminded her that sharing pain could forge connections instead of isolating her further. With renewed clarity, she realized that reaching out to Lily might not only be an act of courage, but also a vital step toward healing. Inspired by her conversation with the stranger, Clara felt a sense of urgency building within her. The weight of inaction pressed down harder than ever before, and she knew it was time to take a leap of faith. Sitting at her desk, she opened her laptop and stared at the blinking cursor, her heart racing as she contemplated what to write to Lily. With every keystroke, a mix of hope and anxiety surged through her. She typed out her thoughts about their childhood, the fond memories they had shared, and how much she had missed their connection. The words flowed freely, but each sentence carried the weight of vulnerability that Clara feared. What if Lily didn't respond? What if the years apart had changed everything? Yet, as she drafted the message, Clara recalled the stranger's emphasis on the healing power of honesty and openness. Her fingers hovered over the send button, and in that moment, she realized that this was not just about reconnecting with Lily. It was also about taking ownership of her own healing journey. With a deep breath, she clicked send, allowing herself to feel both exhilaration and trepidation as she stepped into the unknown. The day of their reunion arrived. With an air of tension and anticipation, Clara entered the small cafe where they had agreed to meet, her heart pounding as she scanned the room. When she spotted Lily, standing nervously at the counter, memories flooded back. Years of laughter intertwined with unspoken pain and loss. As they embraced, both women felt the weight of time that had slipped away since they last met, and emotions surged to the surface. They found a quiet corner to sit, the ambience around them fading as they began to share stories of what life had brought in their years apart. Laughter mingled with tears as they navigated their individual struggles, the heartache of separation and the challenges that life had thrown their way. Clara spoke of her loneliness and the regrets that had haunted her since Lily's departure, while Lily revealed her own feelings of abandonment and the difficulty of adapting to a new life. In this raw exchange, they confronted their shared pain, acknowledging how much they had missed each other. The emotional landscape was rich and tumultuous, but from within that turmoil emerged a profound sense of connection, a recognition that they could forge ahead together. Despite the past, Clara and Lily continued their conversation. They delved deeper into their individual journeys since their last meeting. Lily opened up about the challenges of adjusting to a new city and how the move had made her feel isolated. Even in the midst of new experiences, she described moments when she felt lost, haunted by memories of their friendship and the support she missed during tough times. Clara reciprocated, sharing her own struggles with loneliness and the regrets of not reaching out sooner. As they spoke, the air around them seemed charged with understanding and compassion. Every word released some of the pent-up pain they both carried, an unburdening that revealed the power of shared experiences. In this intimate exchange, they recognized that healing comes not just from acknowledging their past hurts, but also from providing each other with emotional support. Clara realized that vulnerability could foster connection instead of isolation, inspiring strength in both women. With renewed clarity, they vowed to remain present in each other's lives, moving forward, understanding that their bond could serve as a source of resilience against life's challenges. Together, they began to stitch up the wounds of the past, one conversation at a time. In the days following their reunion, Clara found herself reflecting deeply on the transformative experience of reconnecting with Lily. The emotional weight they had shared began to lift, and Clara started to see her vulnerability in a new light, rather than a weakness that exposed her to hurt. She recognized it as a profound strength that enabled genuine connection and healing. Encouraged by their conversations, Clara began to open up more in her daily interactions. She expressed her thoughts candidly at work, sharing her struggles and triumphs with colleagues rather than keeping them hidden. This new practice fostered a sense of solidarity among her peers. They, too, began to share their own challenges, breaking down the barriers she had so carefully constructed. With each act of honesty, Clara felt a growing sense of empowerment. She learned that embracing vulnerability not only allowed others to see her true self, but also nurtured deeper relationships. The fear that had once immobilized her slowly transformed into courage, reminding Clara that true strength lies in the willingness to be seen and understood by others. Through this process, she emerged more resilient and ready to face whatever life might bring next. Clara stood by her window, gazing out at the vibrant cityscape. She felt a sense of lightness that had eluded her for so long. The clouds of her past began to dissipate, replaced by the bright realization that she had stepped into a new chapter of her life. After reconnecting with Lily and addressing their shared pain, Clara found peace in releasing the burdens she had carried for years. With each passing day, she embraced opportunities to engage with others, volunteering at local community events and seeking connections that sparked joy. Clara started journaling, pouring her thoughts onto pages that served as both a mirror and a guide. In these moments of reflection, she discovered gratitude for her journey. The wounds that had once felt insurmountable were now seen as stepping stones leading to resilience. In this cathartic awakening, Clara acknowledged the importance of self-love and authenticity. She looked forward with hope, envisioning a future filled with possibilities, new friendships, adventures, and the courage to be vulnerable. With an open heart, Clara stepped into the world anew, ready to embrace whatever came next. Reflecting on Clara's journey, the themes of friendship, healing, and emotional courage resonate deeply, revealing how intertwined these elements are in the fabric of her life. Clara's reconnection with Lily serves not only as a catalyst for her personal growth, but also exemplifies the transformative power of genuine relationships. Through their shared experiences, they learn that vulnerability is necessary for building authentic connections, which ultimately fosters a supportive environment for healing. Clara embraces her newly found strength and opens herself up to emotional exploration. She stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Her story illustrates that facing one's emotions, though daunting, can lead to profound shifts in perspective and growth. The burdens of the past, while heavy, can be lightened through understanding and support from those who truly care. Ultimately, Clara's journey leaves readers with a sense of hope. It emphasizes that every step taken toward vulnerability is a step toward freedom. As she looks forward to new possibilities, readers are reminded that healing is an ongoing process and that the courage to face one's emotions can lead to a brighter, more connected future. Clara looks ahead to her renewed life. She understands that the power of connection extends far beyond her own experience. It's not just about reclaiming past relationships, but also about the impact of sharing one's story with others. Each conversation, whether with old friends or new acquaintances, offers a chance for understanding and empathy. She reflects on her interactions since rekindling her friendship with Lily, realizing how opening up has inspired others to do the same. In her workplace, colleagues have begun to share their own stories of struggle and resilience, forming a community grounded in support and compassion. This ripple effect illustrates the profound truth that every individual holds a narrative worthy of being heard. Clara embraces this newfound awareness. The recognition that vulnerability is not a solitary journey, but a collective experience that binds people together. As she continues down this path, she is committed to fostering these connections and encouraging those around her to embrace their emotions. By sharing their journeys, Clara knows they can create spaces filled with understanding, uplift one another, and heal together, leaving an indelible mark of hope on their lives and the lives of others.